Hey everyone, before we start the show, I just want to get some plugs out of the way. If you enjoy this podcast and you're into wrestling, check out the Nerds and Marks podcast or Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. If you're not getting your fill on movie and entertainment discussion, then check out the Entertainment Buffet podcast. If you want to dive into the world of video games, I highly recommend the Darkcast by my friends over at darkstation.com. Listen to them cover important topics and interview men and women from all over the industry. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Okay, so recently I made you watch Star Wars for the first time. What do you remember from that one? Like, what's stuck with you?
Darth Vader is Luke and Leia's dad.
That wasn't in the last one. That was just something you knew.
Okay.
Like, do you remember the story at all?
Yeah, I remember Luke's aunt and uncle passing away or being murdered or whatever, and Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, sadly you remember Jabba the Hutt because he originally wasn't in that movie. They added him in
and
later.
Leia had the information that was in the garbage can looking guy.
R2-D2.
Yeah, and then there was. I remember stuff. I just can't remember.
Do you remember the Death Star?
No.
Okay, the Death Star was the big space station that they blew up at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, all you need to remember is they blew up the Death Star. And this is like...
Oh, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi was kind of like his little...
his teacher.
Yeah.
And he died.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Obi-Wan does return in some way, shape, or form.
Is he kind of like in his head?
No. He's straight up a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Which is something I remember saying in the last ones. Like, I never really realized how weird that was until I had to explain it to you. Because it's something you just kind of take for granted. So the general idea is between each Star Wars movie, imagine like a year has passed. Okay. So it's kind of like a year later.
It kind of feels like a year since I've seen it.
Yeah. Which it's
like, I thought I remembered more.
I mean, it's been like
now
a
that
month.
You're like, so what do you remember? And I'm like, not much.
So what I'll say is that first movie... Watching it for the first time now, it's not as memorable as it's going to be. And the first one for me is honestly one of the more boring ones. Like, it's the first one, so you kind of hold it up there because it started it all. Mm-hmm. But this is the one that is my all-time favorite movie. It's pretty much every Star Wars fan will say this is the best one.
Okay.
And I don't really know how to build it up more beyond that. So you said you really liked Darth Vader and Han Solo from the last one.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be really...
Well, no, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you didn't have strong feelings about Han Solo either way?
I thought he was, like, funny, but
okay.
No, he didn't, like, stick out very much.
So Darth Vader and Han Solo kind of steal the show in this one. So I think you being a Darth Vader fan, you're going to be...
Or did you say Han Solo? I really don't...
You told me Han Solo when we recorded.
Okay. It just feels so long ago since I've seen it.
Yeah, you did end up liking Obi-Wan Kenobi way more than I thought.
Okay.
So yeah, the general idea is this is, let's say, a year later, and of course the movie's going to give you the opening text or whatever, as they always do. So if you want to read that, I will be quiet in the beginning, so because that kind of gives you the the catch up point. But okay, so are you ready to jump into the next Star Wars?
Yep.
This one is called The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Technically Episode 5, even though it was the second movie made. So we have the movie queued up here to the 22-second mark, where it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We are watching the Blu-ray version. So as I told you when we watched the last one, they re-released the movies in 1997, and they added in a bunch of like CGI stuff to try to make the movies seem bigger. The first one suffered from it. They added a lot of, like, the Jabba the Hutt scene that you remember. That was not in the movie originally. They added that in later. This one they do the best with because they don't actually add a lot to this movie. They kind of just improve things. For example, like, they take away some of the bad CGI effects and kind of touch them up a little bit. And they add a bunch of windows. Like, later they're on a planet that they call Cloud City. And in the original movie, it's a lot of claustrophobic sets with just white walls. And this one, they take out some of the walls and add windows that look out into the city. And that's kind of all they really do in this one. So, because this movie was basically perfect to begin with. So they don't add a lot, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But you will notice, like, later when they're running through, I'll point out, like, oh, see that balcony? That wasn't there originally. That was a wall. But all right, so we're going to jump into The Empire Strikes Back. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, so I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to hit play on 3. So 1, 2, 3. There's like a half-second delay there, but... And again, the audio might pick up on the microphones from the movie. So how I had you pay attention to the music in the last one, I want you to pay attention even more in this one, because I think this one has some of the best music out of the whole franchise. Okay, so basically they're like, yeah, they blew up the Death Star, but the Empire kind of drove them out of their hidden base. So now they've had to establish a new base somewhere. Oh, and you remember the Empire and the Rebels. Those are kind of the two factions. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they said they're on an ice world called Hoth, the Rebels are. And Darth Vader is obsessed with finding Luke Skywalker because he's the one who blew up the Death Star.
Oh, and the Force is like a religion. How some people believe it's there and some people don't.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, the Force...
That I remember, and I've actually thought about, like, since we've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy religious implications with the Force and the Jedi. So this one deals a lot more with that, because this one introduces Yoda for the first time.
Okay, good.
So yeah, you're going to see Yoda, and he's amazing. Especially in this one, because he's like a crazy old kook. So that's this one of the Star Destroyers. It's the Empire ship. Do you notice this looking better at all already?
Yeah. Much, much better.
Yeah, like the special effects and everything.
Just everything looks better.
Yeah, I will say this one and the next one hold up a lot more nowadays. Like the effects and everything are so much better. Just the production quality overall.
The picture, yeah.
Well, we are watching on the Blu-ray as well, so it's going to be better. So this is the Empire kind of sending out these probe droids looking for the rebels. They're like sending them to just random planets.
Okay.
These things are called tauntauns, and I love the noises they make. So there's Luke. So apparently Mark Hamill got into a very serious car accident in between this movie and the first one. And I guess they were worried that he was going to look different. I don't notice anything different about him. Yeah, so right away he's in trouble.
Looks like it.
That's called a wampa. So I think this is the first step into Star Wars of let's add as many creatures and vehicles as we can to sell toys. Because that was a big thing. George Lucas retained all merchandise rights for Star Wars, and that's why he's a billionaire. Because Star Wars toys were like the biggest thing ever. I'll say that I think there's a lot more comedy in this one too, especially with Han and Chewie.
Oh, Chewie.
She looks so much better without the buns in her hair.
Yes. I don't like the buns.
No sign of life out there, General. Sensors are in place. You'll know if anything comes around.
Commander Skywalker reported in yet?
No, he's checking on a meteorite that hit here.
With all the meteor activity in this system, it's going to be difficult to spot approaching ships.
General, I gotta leave. I can't stay anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, there's a price on my head. If I don't pay off Jabba the Hutt, I'm a dead man.
Death march, not an easy thing to live with. You're a good fighter, Solo. I hate to lose you.
Thank you, General.
So this is the first movie that kind of starts to establish their relationship.
Oh, okay.
Don't get all mushy on me. So long, Princess. Yes, Your Business. Well, the bounty hunter ran into an Ord Mendel changed my mind.
Han, we need you.
We need. Well, what about you?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Probably do.
He's such a wise ass.
Come on. Want me to stay because of the way you feel about me?
Yes, you're a great help to us. You're an actual leader.
No, that's not it. Come on.
You're imagining things.
Am I? Then why are you following me? Afraid I was gonna leave without giving you a goodbye kiss? I can arrange that.
They have a Wookiee. So there's your garbage can.
Oh, that guy is so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's his whole character, just how annoying he is.
Why do you take this apart now? I'm trying to get us out of here and you pull both of these. Excuse me, sir. Put it back together right now.
Might I have a word with you, please? What do you want? Well, it's Princess Leia, sir. She's been trying to get you on the communicator.
I turned it off. I don't want to talk to her.
Well, Princess
They're like children.
Absolutely. He hasn't come back yet. She doesn't know where he is.
I don't know where he is.
Nobody knows where he is.
What do you mean nobody knows?
Well, you
Tech officer? Tech officer?
excuse me, sir. My guy is sir.
I like that he doesn't actually use his mouth, but he actually shuts up when somebody covers it.
Why don't you go find out? It's getting dark out here. Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Might I inquire what's going on? Impossible, man. Come along, Arthur. It's my Princess Leia. Between ourselves, I think Master Luke is in considerable danger.
They seem like really annoying creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, Commander Skywalker hasn't come in the south entrance. He might have forgotten to check in.
Not likely. Are the speakers ready?
Not yet. We're having some trouble adapting them to the cold.
Let's go out on Tongue.
Sir, the temperature's dropping too rapidly.
That's right. My friend's out in.
I've never said you are. Your countdown will freeze before you reach the first marker.
Then I'll see you in hell.
I wonder if they put costumes on like a real animal, or if they're all
It
just
looks
like
really
animatronics.
fake.
Well, yeah. But like the way he gets on it, you know? Like I wonder if they just put like a mask on a horse or something.
Didn't seem like it.
So I'm pretty sure they had him get attacked by this monster to compensate for the scars he got in the car
Oh,
accident.
okay.
I think that's the story. How did that happen? I wonder. I think this was one of the added scenes of showing this monster. In the original version, they didn't really show it like sitting there eating. So this is the first time they show someone using the Force in this way to move something with their mind.
I just feel like I'm on a movie set the whole time.
Really?
Everything looks so fake.
Well, I mean, it is.
I know, I just feel like they didn't really try that hard.
I think that's because of Blu-ray, how everything looks so much more clear.
There we go. That's all we really watch it for.
Want the lightsabers?
Yeah.
There's a lot more of it in this one. The thing is, I'm pretty sure they really filmed this in some place that was really cold. I don't know where, but probably somewhere in Canada or something. That's definitely like stop animation and way more noticeable now.
You must come along now, R2. There's really nothing more we can
This is also a running trend of R2 having like 1,000 gadgets.
Don't say things like that. Of course we'll see.
It looks so clear.
And he'll be quite all right. You'll see. Stupid short circuit. Right.
Yeah, this is my first time watching any of these on Blu-ray.
Was the other one Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Okay, this one just looks so much clearer.
Well, this one looks better regardless because the first one, it was an old movie. They filmed in the desert, so a lot of the film was probably in like extreme temperatures and kind of affected it. I mean, production values in general were better when this one came around.
Sir, all the patrols are in. Still no contact from Skywalker Solo.
Mistress Leia, R2 says he's been quite unable to pick up any signals, although he does admit that his own range is far too weak to abandon all of them.
Your Highness, there's nothing more we can do tonight. The shield doors must be closed. Close the doors.
Yes, sir.
Chewbacca actually looks really different in this one. Like if you go back and watch the first one, his hair on his head is like perfectly combed back, and this one he's all
it
scruffy,
was.
which I think this looks better. It just looks more natural.
Actually, R2 has been known to make mistakes.
So I think when we saw The Force Awakens, you said you didn't know Chewbacca was kind of like a comic relief character, and I definitely think that starts here. Like he is like this big hulking monster, but he's definitely played for humor quite a bit.
For a human being.
He's sad. So there's your Obi-Wan ghost.
You will go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me.
I will say in this one, at least, it is played off like it could be in his mind.
I'm actually like excited to see Yoda.
Yoda's great. And do you know what he looks like, right? Have you seen Yoda?
I haven't. It's been a long time.
You know he's like a little green monster.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that impresses me every time I watch this movie is how believable the puppet is, because he's a puppet and that's all it was. But like he's so well articulated that you believe it as a creature. And I still prefer it. Like when they did the prequels, Yoda was CG, and I still prefer the puppet. I find it pretty unbelievable that the monster or the creature with fur died before the human did.
Oh.
He's got to keep him warm.
This may smell bad, kid. But it'll keep you warm till I get the shelter up.
I almost want to make you watch the Family Guy. They did a parody of all 3 Star Wars movies, of the original ones.
I remember my manager was obsessed with those.
They're really funny, but there's when
I heard they're like the best.
Because the thing is, they make really funny jokes about it, but they also just animate it so well that it's like paying tribute at the same time. But the scene where when they redo that scene, it's him just going, "I thought they smell bad." He just keeps breathing for like a long time, and he's just like on the outside. Yeah, I really like this song right here.
Echo base. I've got something. Not much, but it could be a life form. Commander Skywalker, do you copy? This is Rogue 2.
How's that looking to you nowadays?
2.
It actually looks really cool.
Captain Solo. Do you copy?
Everything just looks a million times better.
Yeah. They became so much bigger as they went on.
Do you copy?
You can tell.
Yeah. And the prequels are just insane on their scale because it's all CG, you know? So they can just do pretty much whatever they want. This one does have the best action scenes out of any of the Star Wars movies. And definitely some of the most memorable ones. Looks like he's wearing a diaper.
Yeah. What is that?
It's called a Bacta tank. It's what it like heals you.
Oh, okay.
Master Luke, sir, it's so good to see you fully functional again. Aren't you expect this is really cool?
So we're coming up to a big joke moment for fans of the series. And you knowing what you know, it might come off weird to you as well. I'm just going to let it happen, though.
Your worship, looks like you managed to keep me around for a little while longer.
I had nothing to do with it. General Rykin thinks it's dangerous for any ships to leave the system until we've activated the energy field.
That's a good story. I think you just can't bear to let a gorgeous guy like that.
Oh my god.
See, even you rolled his eyes. I never noticed that. Oh.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Remember
Oh
when your
my
cousin used to say
gosh,
that?
Yes.
What? Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Who's scruffy looking? You was getting pretty close to the mark. Get her all riled up like that, huh, kid?
Well, I guess you don't know everything about women yet.
Whoa.
Yep. Knowing what
Whoa.
knowing what we know now. Which that raised a question.
That-
Did they always know that they were going to be brother and sister? Because they don't reveal that until the last movie. Like, this is the one where you find out that Vader is Luke's father, but you don't find out that Leia's his sister until the last movie. So it's kind of like one of those things where, like, did they know they were related when they made them kiss?
Wait, there's something very weak coming through. Sir, I have limited 6 million forms of communication. This signal is not used by the Alliance. It could be an Imperial code.
It isn't friendly, whatever it is. Come on, Trailer.
Yeah, the movie got a lot sexier, didn't it?
So sexy.
I like the scene just seeing Chewbacca out in the snow. When they actually make him like a dog is some of the best times.
Fred, there's not much left.
What was it?
Droid of some kind. I didn't hit it that hard. Must have had a self-destruct.
An Imperial probe droid.
It's a good bet the
All right.
Empire knows we're here.
So we're about to get our introduction to Vader in this movie and one of the greatest Star Wars songs of all time. Have you heard this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the theme of the Empire. They call it the
Yeah,
Imperial
it's very
March.
familiar.
Look at that big ship. So that's like Vader's command ship. It's just like a huge giant Star Destroyer.
He's so cool looking.
He looks even better in this one because, you know, if you go back and watch that original one, the costume is not super great. But in this one, it's all nice and polished and just looks so nice.
Yes, Captain. The report is only a fragment from a probe droid in a hot system.
That's the even heard. We have thousands of probe droids searching the galaxy. I want proof, not leads.
Visions indicate life forms. Could mean anything. If we followed up every lead, we could.
And I just love everybody's afraid of him. Like the way everybody's watching him.
That's it. The rebels are there.
My lord, there are so many uncharted settlements. It could be smugglers. It could
That is the system. And I'm sure Skywalker is with
Does he sound different?
No, it's the. I mean, they might have done better processing on his voice, but it's the same voice actor.
Group 7 and 10 will stay behind at flat speed.
Do you think it sounds better? 'Cause
No.
Really?
We'll give clearance for immediate launch. Right, sir.
There's always something wrong with this ship. That's like a running theme.
They're trying to make him look like a handyman.
Yeah, and he always talks about how great his ship is, and it's just always something wrong with it.
Chewie, take care of yourself, okay?
Where's that bag I've seen him with in the store?
What? The bag?
Chewie, in this like Target or whatever, I've seen him wear that bag. I finally see it in the movie. You ever seen that bag?
Oh, okay. I see what you're like his satchel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You too.
General, there's a fleet of Star Destroyers coming out of hyperspace in Sector 4.
Reroute all power to the energy shield. Gotta hope that all transports are away. Prepare for ground assault.
Just love this song so much.
Dang. Make an entrance.
Yeah, right. They do a really good job of just making him seem so imposing in every scene of this movie.
The field is strong enough to deflect any bombardment.
The rebels are alerted to our presence. Admiral Ozzel cannot have light speed too close to the system.
Yeah, he sounds different. It's weird.
Clumsy as he is stupid. General, prepare your troops for a surface.
He sounds more imposing to me, though. And to me, it's just like you go back and watch the first one, and it's just like, oh, they just didn't know how to edit his voice.
Vader, the fleet has moved out to flight speed and we're preparing to.
You have failed me for the last.
Was he using the force?
Yeah. He
You
kills a
can do
lot.
it through a screen?
Yeah.
Yes, my lord.
Make ready to land our troops beyond their energy field and deploy the fleet so that nothing gets off the system. You are in command now.
Oh my god.
He does that a lot in this movie. Like, anytime somebody fails him, he just fucking takes care of it.
Jeez.
North entrance. The heavy transport ships will leave as soon as they're loaded. Only 2 fighter escorts per ship. The energy shield can only be opened for a short
Family Guy also does a really good joke here where she's like giving orders and they're like, any questions? And one of them's like, yeah, can we talk to somebody else? Like a man, perhaps?
ships will be out of your flight path. When you've gotten past the energy shield, proceed directly to the rendezvous point. Understood? Good luck.
Yeah, this is one of the best action scenes in all of Star Wars. Out of the original ones, for sure. Like, you can just look at this and see how the scale of this scene alone is so much bigger than anything in the first movie.
Prepare to open shield.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Echo Station 3PA. Spotted Imperial Walker. Imperial Walker.
I love these things.
Echo Station 5-7. We're on our way.
Oh, that's cool.
Keep tight now. Luke, I have no approach.
I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite like ships in the Star Wars.
Delta, go now.
These things are just really cool.
All right, coming in. Bobby, you still with me?
I feel about the like sound design, like the lasers and stuff.
I like it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's definitely some of the iconic stuff with Star Wars. Everybody knows that laser sound effect.
That armor's too strong for blasters. Rogue group, use your harpoons and tow cables. Go for the legs. It might be our only chance of stopping them. All right, stand by, Dak.
Like every time they make a Star Wars video game, this is like one of the battles they have to include in it.
Hang on, Dak. Get ready to fire that tow cable.
Yes, Lord Vader. I've
Whoa, that looks rough.
Yeah.
That was really weird. It looks so cut out on Photoshop. Man, Blu-ray is not kind to these movies.
I'm on the way, gunner. You'll have to take this shot. I'll cover for you. Set your harpoon. Follow me on the next pass.
Almost makes me wonder if we should have watched the DVD.
Steady, Rogue 2. Back to the harpoon. Good shot, Gadsden.
Some of this stuff still looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
Like it's clearly an older movie, but like some of the stuff in the first one you watch and it's just like, oh, it's so boring. Wait, the lasers weren't working before. Now why does it blow up?
I see it, Wedge. Good work.
I don't think we can protect two transports at a time.
It's risky, but we can't hold out much longer. We have no choice.
Launch patrol.
Evacuate remaining ground staff.
No, no, no. This one goes there. That one goes there. Right?
Latu, you take
Still just trying to fix a stupid ship.
and do take good care of yourself.
Yeah, so the characters pretty much get split up at some point in this movie. Like once they all leave this planet, they all kind of go separate directions. And it's kind of interesting the way they choose to split them up and like who goes where. Like it creates some fun dynamics. How bored are you right now?
I'm just really tired.
All troops will debark for ground assault. Prepare to target the main jet.
Rogue 2, are you all right? Yeah. I'm with you, Rogue Leader.
How's that guy bleeding?
I'll cover for you.
He had like a bloody nose.
Who, him?
Yeah, the other pilot guy.
Boys,
See? Why has he been rocked around in that ship that much? I never noticed that.
I guess. That is weird. From that, I guess.
I guess. I never noticed that before. This is a fun scene.
Was he even sure that guy was dead?
Yeah.
Why are you still here? You got your clearance to leave.
Your Highness, we must take this last transport. It's our only hope.
Then hold through the sector 12 to the south slope to protect the fighter.
Imperial troops have entered space. Imperial troops have entered.
Give the evacuation code signal. And get your
She's so little. He's got like a foot on her. And they were having an affair, apparently.
Oh, yeah, in real life, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it was during the first one or this one, though.
Probably this one.
I feel like it would be this one because this is the one where they're like together a lot. It's a long fall. You'd probably break a leg, at least. I like how its foot like curls up.
Distance to power generators.
17.2.
Something always stood out as funny to me about that scene. I don't know why.
Target. Maximum firepower.
Really good like explosions. Like, I wonder where they got all these because they clearly had to like superimpose them in.
No big deal. Just saved her life.
Yeah, right.
Reinforcements solo. Let her take off. I can't get to you. I'll get her out on the Falcon. Come on.
He's like dragging her.
Come back!
There's your stormtroopers. You got some different helmets.
Wait for me! Wait! Stop! Typical.
Now I'm just gonna notice that satchel the whole time. I didn't think that was something that would like that would be something that you would notice about him.
How's this?
Captain Turner! Captain Turner!
Mike!
Sir, might I suggest that you... Wait.
This bucket of bolts is never going to get past that blockade.
Steve's got a few surprises left in her sweetheart.
Do you like him better with these helmets?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, these guys?
Yeah.
I think I meant Darth Vader.
I don't know.
No.
No, Darth Vader does look better in this movie though. I just like how shiny his helmet is. In the first one, it looks so cheap.
Chewbacca's hair looks better again.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Get her ready for takeoff. Pick up the rendezvous. Don't worry, we're going.
Everybody seems so casual when they were just in a huge battle. All right, so he's gonna go off and find Yoda.
There's nothing wrong, R2. Just setting a new course. We're not going to regroup with the others. We're going to the Dagobah system. Yes, R2. That's all right. I'd like to keep it on manual control for a while.
So yeah, this is kind of how they're split up. We got Luke and R2 going one way, Han, Leia, Chewie, and C-3PO going another.
I saw him. Star Destroyer flew up coming right at us.
Sir,
Shut him up or shut him down. Check the deflector shield. Great. Well, it's still outmaneuvered.
I do wonder, like, even to this day, how, like, these dogfighting scenes in space, like, where he's, like, spinning around like that, how did they do it? Because I've seen how they, like, take the picture of the models against the green screen or blue screen or whatever. But it's like, do they literally just take a picture of it and then, like, rotate it? Or do they actually spin it? Like, spin the model?
Probably just spin the model.
We're in trouble.
if I may say so, sir, I noticed earlier the hyperdrive motivator has been damaged. It's impossible to go to Mars.
We're in trouble.
Bring me the hydro spammer.
Now we're gonna get out of this one. That was a laser blast. Don't hit us.
Han, get up here.
Come on, Joey.
It's amazing that this is like a classic.
Is it really that boring to you?
It's so boring.
Well, why is it boring?
There's just nothing interesting about it. Should probably not lay down.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah, it's not exactly encouraging when someone's like, so many times this has failed.
Yeah. Like, there's no possible way you can do this. But, like, is any of this, like, exciting? Like, the action stuff?
No.
No? Is it just because it looks old?
No, it just doesn't.
Just doesn't interest you?
No.
What about the characters?
I think a lot because it just happens in space and all that. Like, I'm just so used to my dad with Star Trek, and just that never entertained me.
This is very different from Star Trek. Because you just got to look at this as, like, this is an adventure movie. Like, the fact that it's in space doesn't really matter. Like, they could literally be anywhere having an adventure. Whereas Star Trek, it's all about the science. And there's no science in Star Wars. It's all about, like, let's have that classic hero's tale. It just takes place. It happens to take place in space.
Oh, this is sewage pipe. There's no way to go.
That looks pretty good.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. No good nice.
Excuse me, ma'am, but where are you going?
Like I was little headlights.
I hope you know what you're doing.
How's the music to you?
I like it. Is it like specifically for Star Wars?
The music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause why do I feel like I've heard it before?
It's all over. It's actually kind of hard to avoid Star Wars music sometimes. But you will notice similarities because the guy who did the music is John Williams. He did the music for Jurassic Park,
Okay.
E.T., I believe. Pretty much every Steven Spielberg movie he did the music for. Indiana Jones. Like, you notice similarities in his
Yeah.
music.
Just hang on. I'm gonna start the landing cycle.
He's won so many Oscars for music. Although I don't know if he ever won an Oscar for Star Wars, for the music in Star Wars. Star Wars has actually won very few Oscars. They've won like best makeup for episode 3. And I think they won something for the first one, maybe like special effects or something. Yeah, so this is the planet that Yoda's on.
I think the thing for me is that nothing seems real,
Yeah.
and that's why it's boring.
I'll say
Like nothing seems believable. Like
it's
not even like
it's not supposed to be.
No, but like the chemistry between the characters and stuff, like nothing seems believable.
That's gonna be. I'll be interested to see if your opinion on that changes throughout the movie, because I do feel like this one is more about the characters. We see a lot of Han and Leia's relationship grow in this one, and Luke kind of growing to be the hero he's supposed to be.
You be more careful. R2. That way.
But I'll say the contrast between this and something like Star Trek is Star Trek is supposed to be realistic, and this is basically like a fairy tale in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. That looks like the thing I bought you.
It's similar.
Or maybe it's the other one I
Yeah.
didn't buy you.
It's the other one you didn't buy me. You
Oh,
bought
yeah.
me the one that like the ship that was chasing the Millennium Falcon earlier. Those little ships. That's what you got me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the little Lego one. The TIE Fighter is what they're called. That's an X-wing.
You were lucky to get out of there.
Ooh, now he's all gross.
You think going here was a bad idea? I'm beginning to agree with you.
I think one of the original R2 units from the first movie just sold at an auction for like $300,000 or something like that.
What? Really?
Yeah, a lot of money. It could be more than that. Oh, this is you get a little glimpse of Vader without his helmet here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. This thing he's in, it's something that because he can't survive without his suit. So this little dome that he's in, it's like an environment that he can be in and like be out of his suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That ship, not excuses.
I'm gonna shut down everything but the emergency power systems.
Sir, I'm almost afraid to ask, but does that include shutting me down too?
No, I need you to talk to the Falcon, find out what's wrong with the hyperdrive.
Sir, it's quite
Go, please.
Don't get excited.
Being held by you is quite enough to get me excited.
Sorry, sweetheart.
You liked her in the first one, right?
Yeah.
How you feel about her in this one so far?
She's okay.
She's okay.
Well, so does she like him or what?
It's kind of like doesn't want to admit that she does.
Okay.
Like he is kind of out for himself, and she wishes he was a little more selfless.
Yeah, she made a point of saying he was like conceited and stuff.
Yeah, and all he cared about was she said he was scruffy looking.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet Yoda for the first time here, although he doesn't know it's Yoda at first.
Now all I gotta do is find this Yoda. If he even exists. Really strange place to find a Jedi Master. This place gives me the creeps. Still. Something familiar about this place. I don't know. I feel like
Ah.
Being watched. Away with your weapon. I mean you no harm. I am wondering.
Why does he sound like that?
That's how he talks. He talks a little backwards.
I did not like expect him to sound like that.
I don't think so. I'm looking for a great warrior.
For the longest time, I thought he was a Lord of the Rings character.
Really?
Yes.
You could compare him to Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Very different type of characters, but
Put that down. Hey! Dinner!
That's really interesting that he's a puppet.
yeah, doesn't he look really
He
good?
does. Like the movements are
Yeah.
so good.
So he was puppeteered and voiced by a man named Frank Oz, who I do believe had a lot of what's it called, Jim Henson training. Like I think he worked with the Muppets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But he voices the character and does all the puppeteering for him. I was wondering if you were gonna think the way I do that. It does look good still. Like it's so clearly a puppet, but they just do it so well.
It's the voice that I think is kind of stupid.
His voice does change a little bit. Because right now he's acting a little kooky.
No, it just sounds like. So is it the puppeteer, the one making the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they didn't do that. It would have been better if it wasn't like that.
He does talk a little more serious. When he talks seriously, he doesn't sound as ridiculous.
Okay. I just feel like we're like watching Sesame Street when he's talking.
I mean, it's not far off.
You seek Yoda. You know him? Take it to him, baby. Yes, but now. Let's meet. Come.
And he's very different in the
How
prequels.
does he make the mouth and the eye, like above the eyes?
I think, like,
everything moves. Like it looks
I
really
ass-
good.
I assume there's some animatronics, but I mean, you can see that if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, it's just him. Like they're all standing on a platform, and he's underneath it with his hands. You know, and I'm sure there's some animatronics. 'Cause you notice the ears move a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe he's that good with his hand, but I assume there's some kind of animatronics
okay.
in there a little bit.
Yeah, but that was really impressive.
Yeah, for something that came out, I think this was like
Yeah.
81. I've never looked at that and thought it felt like fake.
No, yeah, I agree.
Of course I'll have to replace it.
Like, duh.
I love this. He's like, oh, I think we need to replace this thing.
I think we better replace the negative power cut.
I feel like he doesn't want to admit it.
Her outfit's actually kind of cute.
Yeah, she does have some really good outfits in this movie. Later, when they go to the Cloud City place, she has some really great outfits. And that's something that kind of carries over with Natalie Portman's character.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, she's supposed to be her mom, so that's kind of a correlation they make, is she always wears these crazy outfits.
So difficult sometimes.
I really do. You could be a little nicer, though. Come on, admit it. Sometimes you make the moves right.
Occasionally, maybe. When you aren't acting like a scoundrel.
Scoundrel. I like the sound of that.
Stop it.
Stop what?
Stop that. My hands are dirty.
My hands are dirty, too. What are you afraid of?
Afraid?
You're trembling.
I'm not trembling.
Does he have a big nose?
Because I'm the scoundrel. There aren't no scoundrels in your life.
I happen to like nice men.
Nice man.
Very nice.
I've isolated the reverse power flux coupling.
Like, obviously not the time, buddy. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, hell.
So how was that moment for you?
It was pretty good.
It was alright, yeah.
Yeah, it was alright.
You hate to admit it.
No, Captain. They're alive. I want
I'm actually kind of curious as to how far, like, all the, like, the love scenes go, considering this is, like, for kids.
I mean, there's no sex scene or anything, I'll tell you that much.
No, I'm not saying that, but just, like innuendos and things like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so we're gonna see the Emperor for the first time. Who he's the one. He's the top guy. He's like the president of the Empire, basically, and he's Vader's boss. So this is our first look at him. Which this is different in the Blu-ray version. It looked different in the original version.
Him.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They just call him the Emperor,
Oh, okay.
but his name is Emperor Palpatine. But they never tell you his name in these original movies. I'm gonna pull up a picture of what he originally looked like.
Search your feelings, Lord Vader. You will know it to be true. He could destroy us.
He's just a boy. Obi-Wan can no longer help him.
The Force is strong in him. The son of Skywalker.
So who's Anakin to Luke?
Is his father, and that's who Darth Vader is.
Oh, Anakin is Darth Vader?
Yeah. But they don't refer to Darth Vader as Anakin. They see it as being two different people.
Yeah, that's why I was asking,
Yeah.
because they're kind of talking
Basically,
that way.
when he became Darth Vader, he ceased to be Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
And now they're talking their plan is they want to get Luke to join
Then why
them.
would anyone name their kid Anakin? That's like the villain.
Because you'll see. Like he's redeemable. So this is what the Emperor looked like in the original version of the movie. It was a person wearing a monkey mask.
Oh.
So you don't actually see the Emperor for real until the last movie, and it's the same actor, and the same actor played him in the prequels as well. So when they redid the movie on DVD, they put in the new actor,
Oh, okay.
which I think that works. Like I think it works better.
God, he sounds ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
He's been living in isolation on this planet for so long. You just imagine.
Such a cute little hut.
Yeah, he has to like bend down inside.
See, this looks like Lord of the Rings. Like this right here.
Kind of. How the hobbits have their little hobbit holes.
Yeah. What came first?
Star Wars. Oh no, Lord of the Rings. Actually, the books were written like in the 40s or something.
Okay.
Star Wars came out in the 70s.
How could you know my father? You don't even know who I am. I don't even know what I'm doing here. We're wasting our time.
So you said this is a year, in between this one and the other one,
Yeah.
because he does look older.
Yeah, see, now he's getting a little more serious. He's revealing that he is Yoda.
I am ready. Ben, I can be a Jedi. Ben, tell him I'm ready.
Ready, are you? What knows ready? For 800 years have I trained Jedi. They won't jump to where I did. I who is to be trained. Jedi must tell the deepest commitment. The most serious mind. This one belongs back.
I want to find him cute, but I can't.
I wonder if you'd like the CG version better. Let me.
The horizon. Ever his mind on
Let's use yours.
where he was. What he was doing. Adventure. Hey, sacred. Hey, Jedi craves not these things.
There's another classic line.
So was I, if you remember.
He is too old. Yes, too old to begin the training.
But I've learned so much.
So here's CG Yoda from Episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Does that look a little better, do you think?
Like a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
I mean, he's supposed to look like a crazy old man because he's been living on this planet by himself for so long. Like, he never acts all kooky like that in the prequels. He's always, like, super serious. Yeah, so one of those ships is what you got me the Lego figure of.
Okay.
Which Star Wars has the best Lego sets?
Shit.
Did that freak you out?
A little bit, yeah.
Something out there. Outside the cave.
Listen.
Are you crazy?
Just got this bunch back together. I'm not gonna let something tear it apart.
Oh, then I'm going with you.
I think it might be better if I stay behind and guard the ship.
Ground sure feels strange. You're like rock.
What's going on?
There's an awful lot of moisture in here.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
So they say that line in every Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah?
I have a bad feeling about it. It's kind of like one of the things they do. And in Rogue One, they actually, since that was the first like spin-off movie, they actually poke fun at it where somebody's like, I have a bad feeling, then somebody shushes them.
Yeah.
It's kind of their way of differentiating, like, hey, this isn't going to be like every other Star Wars movie, you know?
Off if there are any more.
I love how he overacts, like, because he's just a voice. I mean, obviously there is a guy in that costume, but since he has no face, it's just like his voice acting is so overacted, and I kind of love it.
So are those just like lightsabers but in guns?
No, they're laser guns.
Empire's still out there. I don't think it's right. I am not a committee. You can't make the jungle like this asteroid field.
Sweetheart, we're taking off.
Oh, I don't like that he keeps calling her sweetheart.
Why?
Oh, just so I don't know. Seems forced and awkward. Whoa. Oh, I feel like I've seen that guy before in pictures.
Yeah, it's a classic Star Wars moment.
Yeah.
So they were actually inside the stomach of that creature and didn't know it. So you can see we clearly have two kind of storylines going on right here. Which one is like more interesting to you at the moment?
This one.
This one, really?
For sure, yeah.
That is a big surprise to me. I take it you like Yoda.
Yeah, I just his voice kind of drives me crazy.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of animatronics in his eyes. Do you feel like you're learning about the Force, like the movie's doing a
Yeah.
good job of teaching you?
Yeah. Ooh, Mr. Muscles.
Yeah, right? He does look like really muscly right here.
Mhm.
How do you feel about him as like an actor in this movie?
Better.
Yeah?
Because I kind of couldn't stand him in the first one. He's still like super whiny though.
Yeah. I mean, he's still maturing. Way to listen. So yeah, he said there's a cave here that's strong with the dark side. And he kind of sends them in here as a test. Every scene has some sort of reptile. There's
like
like a
that, though.
snake or a lizard. Yeah, it is good. It establishes it. It makes this place feel real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there's a big snake.
It almost looks real.
It is real. This is before movies used to fake everything.
PETA would be on them like crazy.
Yeah, right. Well, only if they're hurting any.
No, they really don't like them used in any kind of
Really? They go crazy. I don't-
job way. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure The Hobbit got attacked really bad
Yes,
because I
they
think they
did.
killed horses.
Was it horses?
I think so.
It was something, but yeah, that was huge. So is he imagining this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a projection of the Force.
Oh, okay. Did he have that the whole time?
Yeah, he's had the lightsaber with him.
Okay.
Because remember, he used it on the ice planet to cut the bottom of that thing open.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he actually uses it in this one. It's his own face.
Yep.
But what does that mean?
Means he sees himself in Darth Vader.
I mean, I honestly don't know. It could be interpreted in a couple different ways that I can't really say without spoiling anything later on.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum. Yes, sir.
Ugh.
Right. There will be a substantial reward for the one who finds the Millennium Falcon. You are free to use
What is that again?
That's Han Solo's ship.
one from
Okay.
the lobby. No disintegration. As you wish. Lord Vader.
So that's Boba Fett. He's a very popular Star Wars character. Those are all like bounty hunters.
Oh, thank goodness we're coming out of the asteroid field.
Hey, he beat the odds.
Mr. Knight, you ready for light speed? 1, 2, 3.
Still not working. It's not fair.
Yeah. I mean, who else's fault would it be?
I don't God forbid you take the blame for anything.
Lost the main rear deflector shield. One more direct hit on the back quarter and we're done for.
You gonna attack them?
The odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial star.
Shut up!
For real.
Oh, you love 3PO.
No.
Moving to attack position. Shields up. Track them. You may come around for another pass. Captain Nita, the ship no longer appears on our scopes. I can't anticipate. No ship that small has a cloaking device. Well, there's no trace of them, sir. Captain, Lord Vader demands an update on the pursuit.
Do you feel like the special effects outside the window look good? Like with them
Yeah.
standing against the window?
Responsibility for losing them and apologize to Lord Vader. Meanwhile, continue to scan the area. Yes, Captain D.
So have we seen any windows that are new?
No, not yet. We haven't reached that planet yet. That's the next place that Han and Leia and them go.
Okay.
I'll point those out when we get there. Although they'll probably be
What is
really...
he doing?
He's training with the Force.
Oh, okay.
Yoda's having him try. Basically, he's trying to balance himself and these rocks at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Basically, trying to hone his focus, which he lost when his ship sank.
We'll never get it out now.
So certain are you?
Is it better now that he's not being all kooky, like his voice?
No.
Really? This is just because he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
Moving stones around is one thing. This is totally different.
No. No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No. Why not? Do. Or do not. There is no try.
Classic Star Wars line.
I like it though.
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of the best ones. Because yeah, the idea is just using the Force to move that should be no different than doing
But
it
is
on a
he
rock.
doing it though?
No, Luke is doing
Because
it.
it looks like he's doing it too.
No, he was surprised that Luke was
Oh, okay.
managing to do it, but he can't do it. See, now he's disappointed. He was so close.
So what does he have to do? Just concentrate more, or what?
Yeah, he has to realize
Or
that.
have confidence? or-
Yeah, he has to realize that doing that is no different than doing it to a rock, but he's too in his head about it.
Oh, okay.
See, he says it's too big.
Look at me. You smell my size, do you? And where are you? For my ally is the Force.
A lot of like philosophy in this one.
Yeah.
Luminous beams shall be, not this crude matter.
He pinched him.
The force around you. You. Free you. Me. Free. Everywhere. Yes.
And this is why the Force gets compared to like religion and things like that.
Because he's like preaching.
Yeah, and it's like having faith. There's another iguana.
Was he just pouting or what?
Yeah, basically.
I love how he tried once and
Yeah,
then just
right.
gave
And then just
up.
gave up. He has a good line about that right here. Sort of.
It's why you fail.
That was the line.
Yeah.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
Apology accepted, Captain Anita.
Yeah, he just kills people and promotes the next guy in line.
Lord Vader, our ships have completed their scan of the area and found nothing. If the Millennium Falcon went into light speed, it would be on the other side of the galaxy by now.
Alert all commands. Calculate every possible destination along the last known trajectory.
Yes, my lord, we'll find them.
Don't fail me again.
God, he's just so badass. See, he just called him Admiral. He wasn't an Admiral before. Since he killed that other guy, now he's the new one in charge.
Okay, the music is actually kind of cool.
This is easily one of the best songs. I mean, honestly, if you like this music, though, you should hear the music in the prequels. It has some of like the greatest music I've ever heard.
Go back and stand by the manual links to the landing block.
They look really close.
They're like attached to the back of one of the Star Destroyers, like hiding.
No, I mean the whatever's outside.
The ships.
Yeah.
Well, if they follow standard Imperial procedure, they'll dump their garbage before they go to light speed, and then we just blow it away.
Then what?
Then we gotta find a safe port somewhere around here. Any ideas? No, it's just... No. Wait. This is interesting. Lando.
Lando system?
Lando's not a system, he's a man. Lando Calrissian.
Does that name sound familiar?
No.
Okay.
Gambler. Scum, if you'd like. Bespin, it's pretty far, but I think we can make it.
Almost sounded like he burped when he said Bespin. That's the name of the planet.
Lando caught somebody out of it. Go back a long way, Lando and me.
Do you trust him?
You know? Got no love for the Empire, I can tell you that.
many of them. You do have them.
Like C-3PO's just switched off right there. Ooh, but what's this? Somebody was waiting. I like that ship a lot.
Is he doing that?
Yeah.
Through the Force, things you will see, other places, the future, the past, old friends long gone.
Reminds me of that karate movie.
Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Control, you must learn control. Friends you have these. They were in pain. It is the future you see.
So a big problem with Anakin Skywalker in the prequels is that he could see the future and his undying want to control it.
Oh, okay.
Because he would see people in his life experiencing pain and wanting to prevent that. And that's how he ends up getting corrupted.
Decide you must. How to serve them best. If you leave now, help them you could. You will destroy all for which they have fought and suffered.
No, I don't have a landing equipment. I'm trying to reach Lando Calrissian.
Lando's a great character. And the only black guy in Star Wars.
I was actually going to ask you who that was.
Yeah, so that's Lando.
Yeah.
Played by Billy D. Williams. He's on the cover there. He's his old buddy. And he's actually the one where Han got the Millennium Falcon from. He like won it from him in a card game.
I like when his hair looks like that.
Who? Han?
No, Chewbacca.
Oh, when it's all brushed.
Yeah. Makes him look more like a dog.
I love when they make him more dog-like. Okay, so we're about to see.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
that's
about
a
to see.
cool
So
picture.
this is all new footage right here. How they're showing the city like this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can tell how it looks so much like better.
Yeah.
Like it
the
used to
buildings
just
look
cut
cool.
to that right there. They never showed them fly through the city like that.
Oh, okay.
So while they're in this place, like 90% of the time you see a window in the background, that's all new that they've added.
They want to meet us.
I don't like this.
What would you like? Well, they did let us land.
Look, don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. Trust me. See? My friend. Keep your eyes open, huh?
Nobody trusts anybody.
You've got a lot of guts over here. After what you pulled.
Just fucking with them.
That's very Trekky of them.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a weird character. His name's Lobot.
Repair. I thought you could help me out. What have you done to my ship? Your ship?
So they're currently the next Star Wars movie after Episode 8 is like the young Han Solo movie, and they have young Lando in there too, and everybody assumes it's gonna tell the story of how Han won the Millennium Falcon from him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The old smoothie.
Dude, no one wants to be your friend. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll get my people to work on it. Good. You know that ship saved my life quite a few times. He's the fastest underdog in the galaxy.
I like how they have so much reverence for this ship, but they still call it a hunk of junk. Yeah, so like this window here, that was never there originally. And right there.
It looks so nice, though.
Yeah. Because like before it felt claustrophobic. Like you look at it, it's like, oh, they're just in these white environments and it's just so much better.
It's just way more aesthetically pleasing to see color and...
Yeah.
He should be silver.
He has a silver leg. I don't know if you've ever noticed. One of his legs is silver from the knee down.
Gold is so ugly.
See?
Oh, yeah, I guess he does.
Never explained. It's just, and then in the new movie he has a red arm, and that was never explained either.
He had a red arm?
Yeah, in episode 7. I guess there was a comic book that they explained it. Like he was stuck on a planet with a bunch of other droids, and he ended up losing his arm.
Okay.
And one of the other droids, it was like his arm that he had reattached, but they never said it in the movie. It's just like, hey, he has a red arm now.
You must complete the training.
I can't keep the vision out of my head. They're my friends. I gotta help them.
You must not go.
But Han and Leia will die if I don't.
You don't know that. Even Yoda cannot see that thing.
But I can help them. I feel the Force.
But you cannot control it. This is a dangerous time for you. When you will be tempted by the dark side.
Yes,
He looks different.
Mm-hmm.
you listen.
Like his haircut, I think, is different.
Remember your failure at the cave.
But I've learned so much since then. Master Yoda, I promise to return and finish what I've begun. You have my word.
It is you and your
He looks younger.
He does a little bit. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's definitely his hair.
That's why I have to go.
Luke, I don't want to lose you to the Emperor the way I lost me.
You won't.
Stop. They must be. On this all depends. Only a fully trained Jedi Knight with the Force as his ally will conquer Vader and his adversary.
Pull the snake out.
End your journey now. If you choose the quick and easy path, as Vader did, you will become an agent of evil. Patience.
And sacrifice Han and Leia.
If you honor what they fight for, yes.
If you choose to face Vader, you will do it alone. I cannot interfere.
Is the ghost thing dumb to you?
No, I like it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
There is like some expanded media that goes further into the ghost thing of like how they do it. But I mean, it's just like, hey, they have the Force, you know?
Yeah.
That leads to the dark side.
Strong as Vader. Find what you have learned. Save you again.
I will. And I'll return.
I mean, they're like his fairy godparents.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is the first reference to him having a sister.
Told you I did. Reckless to see. Now, matters are worse.
That boy is our last hope.
No. There is another.
Wait, so he...
Yeah, they know.
No, I mean, like, he can see this ghost?
Yeah. Because he's basically a projection through the Force.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that reference he said that there is another. He's referencing Leia.
Oh, okay.
It's just you don't really find that out until the next movie. So this is, again, all new footage. We never saw this in the original. I think you saw
Well, the
this.
buildings look cool.
Yeah, I think you saw this window shot, and that was it.
Ship's almost finished. 2 or 3 more things.
They look so cool. Oh, her hair is
Yeah, right.
pretty.
In this outfit,
No one has seen or done anything about you. He's been gone too long to have gotten lost.
she's so short.
Okay, if I saw this before we got married, I would have considered the first hairstyle.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really pretty.
Oh, we could have had a Star Wars wedding.
Legitimately, though, if I saw that before. Because, like, the first, their hair looks really pretty. This looks pretty too, though.
She is really pretty.
She's okay.
I think she's really pretty when she was younger.
I do like that she looks like an average girl, though.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't, like, totally, like, inject her lips and all that.
No. And she's a badass. That's like another thing.
How old is she supposed to be?
I would say she's supposed to be in like her 20s, but in reality she was 19 in the first one. So in this one
He's really attractive, I think.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude. He was in his 30s.
Yeah, I think he's really attractive.
You and the rest of the planet.
Chewie, you think you can repair him?
She doesn't trust Lando at all.
Not really.
Ew. is
He's
it-
so smooth.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is better.
I mean, he knows that they're together, right? Are they not even together?
They're not really together.
Whoa. It's like Harry Potter right there.
No, not actually. Our operation is small enough not to be noticed, which is advantageous to everybody since our customers.
See, he always has that.
Yeah, I never noticed until you said something. Yeah, adding those windows just does so much.
I love it.
All right, so here's an important moment.
Honestly, he thought that. Really?
So he betrayed them.
Oh, that guy did.
Yeah.
I had no choice. They arrived right before you did. I'm sorry.
He didn't want to, but he had
Is he
to.
under some kind of spell?
No, they basically showed up and left him with no choice because it was like that or die, basically.
So she was right in not trusting him.
Yeah.
No, 3PO's with them. Just hang on. We're almost there.
Do their names, like R2D2 and 3PO or whatever, do they mean anything?
I think they do, but I don't know them. Like, I'm sure there's some Star Wars book out there that's like, oh, R and D have this meaning. But if it stands for anything, I have no idea.
Is he in prison?
Yeah, and they're like torturing him with that noise. So he's going to sit here and try to fix the robot. Which I like that they put him in prison, but they're like, nah, here's some tools. You can fix them.
This 3PO?
Yeah.
They killed his friend?
He's not dead. He's just broken. Totally putting it on backwards.
Here. We're in danger. I must tell the others. Oh no! I've been shot!
I think he's replaying like his memories.
What are they doing?
Torturing him. It's like hot. What do you think of the guy in the green armor?
Doesn't look as cool as this. It looks dirty.
That's supposed to look like battle damage and stuff.
Like Darth Vader just looks so like sleek and cool looking.
Yeah, it's because he's badass.
Our agreement always giving hand to this bounty hunter.
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly. Good. The unfortunate my enemy, the galaxy.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
So he's not really happy with the situation.
Something's not right because now I can't see. Much better. Wait. Oh my! You've done. I'm backward.
He's laughing.
Flea bitten furball.
It would be stupid enough.
It's good to know they still have fleas in space. Notice how much better the stormtrooper outfits look in this one too.
Yes.
Because remember we were talking in the first one, they looked like really cheap and kind of thrown together.
I feel terrible.
Why would they put them all together?
Yeah, because why not?
Traitor.
Shut up and listen. The Vader's agreed to turn Leia and Chewie over to me. He'll have to stay here, but at least he'll be safe.
What about him?
Vader's giving him to the bounty hunter.
Vader wants us all
Now, he doesn't want you at all. He's after somebody called Skywalker. Lord Vader set a trap for him.
and we're the bait.
Yeah, well, he's on his way.
Something real good.
I've done all I can. I'm sorry I couldn't do better, but I got my own problems.
You're a real hero.
He does sarcasm
This
so
whole movie
well.
got way more interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Well, in what aspect?
Just the whole betrayal, like his friend and everything. Just this, I like this whole city thing.
Yeah. The thing about this one is it's like everybody refers to it as the dark middle chapter because the good guys don't win at the end of this movie.
And really anything with Darth Vader in it
Yeah.
is good.
This facility is crude, but it should be adequate to free Skywalker for his journey to the Emperor.
Like seriously, every time he just like appears, it gets way more exciting.
Yeah, he has such a presence.
Yeah. And then the cute guys in white.
They look so uncomfortable
They
looking at him
do.
just standing there.
Like the one guy has like shoulders up here.
Yeah. Like some of their helmets look like they don't fit very well. I would love to be a stormtrooper in Star Wars though. I don't even want any lines. Just put me in the armor and let me stand there.
If only you attached my legs, I wouldn't feel it.
Eh.
Have a responsibility to me. They say you ain't a bit foolish.
If only he took his voice box out.
Yeah, right.
What's going on? But if they put it to Coven freeze.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
So they also changed the voice of Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, because in the prequels he has a much bigger role that ties into the stormtroopers.
Mm.
Please, I'm not ready to die. Listen to me, Chewie. Chewie, this won't help me. Hey, save your strength. There'll be another time. The princess. You have to take care of her.
You hear me? Huh?
So coming up is maybe one of the most famous Star Wars scenes. This right here.
I love you.
I know.
That's what I was referring to. Those guys are so ugly.
Oh, they're together for like a couple hours and
I mean, they've been spending a lot of time together. It's one of those things, it's like something they both always knew and nobody vocalized it. But the whole I know moment, it was actually something they... Because in the original script, it was just I love you too, and they just never felt like it worked. So they just filmed them like saying a bunch of different responses. And the I know thing was something Harrison Ford just said.
oh really?
Yeah, and they're like, yes, perfect.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so they froze him inside here so they could deliver him to Jabba the Hutt. But in reality,
That's really weird.
yeah. Which there's actually a reason they did this, because the whole storyline here is they're testing it to see if it would kill him, because they want to trap Luke in this to bring him to the Emperor so they can change him to the dark side. But in reality, Harrison Ford wasn't sure if he was going to come back for the last movie. So this was a way that if he didn't come back, they could kind of write him out.
Oh.
Yes, he's alive. And in perfect hibernation.
He's all yours, bounty hunter. Reset the chamber for Skywalker.
Skywalker has just landed, Lord.
Good. See to it that he finds his way.
Did you say Milord? Or just Lord?
I think just Lord.
Oh, I thought I heard Milord. I was thinking of Game of
I was
Thrones.
about to say, watch enough of that.
You said they'd be left in the city under my supervision.
I am altering the deed. Pray I don't alter it any further.
He's just so badass.
It's actually like cool. Like that whole thing was
The
really-
carpet, him freezing. or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah. You can buy like full size replicas.
Like that was very like Game of Thrones of them.
So the fight with Luke and Vader in this movie is my favorite thing in Star Wars ever. I mean, Game of Thrones was written in the 90s, so you could definitely say there's probably some Star Wars inspiration in there. It's like running into him. He's not even shooting back. I like how there's a little fire left from like the charge they used to blow that. It just adds a little more realism to it. Because, yeah, a laser would burn something. This is it.
This when they fight.
Yeah, this is so good. Because just like the environment, the way it's all dark and everything. I love it.
Isn't that like with the...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like purple and blue.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
But it's
You are not a Jedi yet.
it's just it's their first confrontation, you know?
Mm-hmm. But Dad...
And if you notice during this fight, Vader's only using one arm. He's like toying with him. Yeah, he's only holding the lightsaber with one arm. He's just like, because he's just so much more experienced, you know?
Mm-hmm. You said the different colors is like the degrees, right?
They never really touch on it in the movies, but good guys use either blue or green, and the bad guys always have red.
Oh, okay.
And they've kind of explained why in some of like the books and comic books that have come out afterwards.
And
Where
what do the green ones mean?
so generally with the Jedi, the green are for the Jedi that are more about using their mind to like get through a situation, and the blue is for people who are more adept to fighting.
Okay.
And when a bad guy, because they all have to create their lightsaber, it's part of becoming a Jedi.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of your tests, and they're all done with like a crystal, and you have to put your force energy into the crystal, and that's what creates the color. And when a bad guy does it, they're putting evil energy into this
It's
crystal.
like in Harry Potter, and they pick their houses.
Yes, or their wands. It's like when you put in your evil energy into the crystal, it turns it red.
No, more like their houses.
What?
More
More
like
like
their-
their houses.
Yeah, because when they had the hat on them.
There's definitely a lot of Star Wars and Harry Potter. It's actually two franchises I think they get compared more than any other. This whole balcony was not there before. It was just a white wall.
Like that?
Yeah. It's amazing how just adding that balcony with the city in the background actually makes it look like an iconic moment.
Mm-hmm.
Still got his bag. It's Chewie's little purse. Yep, so Han's gone. They took him. Why has he got to stop and turn around? He's going to get shot. Graceful.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker. Obi-Wan knew this to be true. No. All too easy. Perhaps you're not as strong as the Emperor thought. Impressive. Most impressive.
Like, I've been seeing so much stuff of Mark Hamill old now for the new Star Wars movie that's like weird to see him young again.
Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
You notice as things get a little more serious, Vader starts using both hands. Which I like that. It's like he underestimates Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pointing out the guy who directed this directed one of the James Bond movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do they keep moving?
He's like hiding and Luke's looking for him. He's just throwing stuff at him.
That's not fair.
Hey, all's fair. The stormtrooper just got fucking drilled. Look how they just cut to that.
Security code has been changed.
So yeah, Lando turns to helping him. Obviously, this was not here before. It's so much nicer.
Don't blame me. I'm an interpreter. I'm not supposed to know a power socket from a computer terminal.
He basically stuck his finger in a light socket because the other robot didn't know what it was. I love that little throwaway joke. I love how the stormtroopers never hit anything with their guns.
We're not interested in the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon in space.
He's still smoking.
Open the door, you stupid lump. I never doubted you for a second. Wonderful.
Wonderful. I know he's an annoying character, but there's just something about him that's just like fun. I can tell you're loving him.
No.
What about R2 in this one?
I like R2.
Yeah, the trash can is one of the more popular characters.
Yeah, I like him.
I thought that hairy beast would be in the movie. Of course I've looked better.
R2 talking mad shit. So we're coming up to the iconic moment, the whole father thing.
I thought we just had.
Hmm?
Didn't they
No, he
just-
hasn't said it yet.
No, I mean them fighting. Oh, so this is different.
It's a continuation.
Oh, so he actually tells him here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which even the actors didn't know. Like, because
I
it wasn't.
love when they do that.
It wasn't
kind
in
of
the
stuff.
script, and the guy who voices the character is not the guy in the suit, and they had him say
This
a different.
reminds me of that one movie we saw in theaters.
Which one? The Star Wars one?
Yeah.
Probably when they killed Han Solo, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Force Awakens.
It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan did.
Yeah, I think in the original script, because he has a line that says Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father or whatever. And in this he says, I am your father. But in the other one, I think he said, or like on set, I think he said, I killed your father. So they didn't know until they saw the movie.
Oh, they made him wait all the way until
Yeah.
then?
So he cut his hand off. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did.
Discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me to kill me. I am your father.
Oh, man.
Whoa, mind blown.
Oh, man.
So good though. Even knowing it, it's still just a great moment.
Not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it
Oh my god.
Little Hammy.
You can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, so his whole thing is like, hey, why don't you just join me instead? We'll kill the Emperor, and we'll be in charge.
Right.
Come with me. It is the only way.
It's hard to make that look good. That'd be fun.
Uh-huh.
I'd do that. I always wondered, was that his hand? Because it's clearly like a garbage chute or something, but they don't show anything in the tube with him, and then something else is falling. God, that would suck only having your left hand.
Yeah.
So we don't see that lightsaber again until episode 7 when they give it to what's his name? Oh God, Finn, the guy who was a stormtrooper and then became a good guy.
Gotta go back. I know where Luke is.
What about those spiders?
You just do it.
All right.
I like Lando. He's when he makes the turn and becomes a good guy. He's kind of a fun character.
I let my star destroy
I like this guy.
Well, yeah, he's the best. No one's better than Vader in Star Wars, period. I mean, Obi-Wan's still my favorite, but Vader's awesome.
Chewie, slow down. Slow down and we'll get under. Time to open the top hatch.
I will say, like, having not watched this in a while, the last movie I think is actually the best looking movie because there's less. They're in a lot of real environments. Like, they go back to the desert planet from the first one, so they're just in the desert, and then they're in a forest planet at the end. There's not as many fake environments, so there's not as much like special effects in the last one.
Lando?
Okay, let's go.
Because like this is, you know, obviously a pretty fantastical environment, a city in the clouds. But yeah, I didn't even think about that until now. But I think the last movie, aside from it being further and like special effects are better, it just looks really nice. Because there's less they have to fake.
All right, Chewie, let's go.
I just love how slick and everything the Empire's like ships and everything look.
Yeah.
Like the floors are always so shiny and reflective.
Okay, that's weird.
That was more of a friendly kiss though.
No, it was on the lips.
Yeah, but you can kiss friends on the lips.
No. Friends, you kiss on the lips.
I mean, I'm not, but don't people do that? Like the cheek and then the
No.
lips.
No.
It is weird because she just told Han she loved him.
Yeah.
Is this like a three-way situation with her brother? It's one of those families. Oh, that look they just gave him.
They'll be in range of our tractor nearly moments.
Did your men deactivate the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon?
Yes, my lord.
Prepare the boarding party. Set your weapons for stun.
Lieutenant, yes, sir.
Noisy brute. Why don't we just go to light speed? You can't. How would you know the hyperdrive is deactivated? The city's central computer told you. R2D2, you know better.
Oh my gosh, that's the sound from your phone.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
My texting tone.
Yeah.
I have changed that recently, though, because I got kind of tired of it.
Son, come with me.
Did you come around to his voice yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I think it's so much better in this one. It is very different in the first one. Yeah, it's going to fix it.
It is your destiny.
I like that he still calls him Ben.
I don't.
That's what he knows him as, though. Like, he never calls him Obi-Wan. In, so the books, like, Star Wars has this whole, like, series of books that they call the Expanded Universe, where they basically continue the story after the movies, and eventually Luke has a son and names him Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cute. I like that.
And, Leia and Han go on to have twins, and one of them is named Anakin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Oh god, I've never actually read that series. Fuck, what is the other one? Because they have a boy and a girl. I want to say it's like something with a J. I have to find this now. And if you notice in episode 7, Adam Driver, who played their son, his name was Ben.
I don't remember that.
The guy Kylo Ren, that character, who was their son. They named him Ben. So they've kind of been picking some stuff out of like the books that everybody loved. Anakin Solo. Jason and Jaina are the twins. So they had 3 kids. They had Jason and Jaina. Jason spelled with a C. C-E-N. And then they had a 3rd kid named Anakin. So they're going to go off to find Han. Now he's got a robot hand. They do look like they could be brother and sister.
See, I don't see it.
You don't see it? I don't
No.
know. I look at them and I feel like they could be related. They don't look like twins, which they're supposed to be, but at the end of the movies, C-3PO is always so shiny. Like
yeah,
he just got
I was
polished.
just about to say he actually doesn't look that bad there. Maybe they cleaned him before he put his legs back on.
Yeah, right. I like these ship designs. So that was The Empire Strikes Back.
You were right. It was pretty good.
It was?
It was pretty good.
So you like this better than the first
Oh,
one?
100%.
So what with this one did you like? Because the thing I thought you would attach to the most was Han and Leia's story, and it seems like that was the one you were least interested in.
Yeah, I like Darth Vader and Luke.
Luke, yeah.
Like when he told him about being his dad.
That moment still
That
sticks
was
with
actually
you?
really cool.
And you really seem to like Yoda. Like his voice, maybe not as much, but
yeah,
his character.
Yeah, I like his character a lot.
I do love his introduction where he's like kind of this goofy little dude, and then he reveals himself.
Yeah. Once I got past his voice, I was like, he's actually, I like his character.
Yeah.
And I like him with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like when they both are together with Luke. It's cool because it's like he's got two people looking out for him.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
The more we're watching these and the more the things you're liking, I feel like you're going to love the prequels, and I don't know how to feel about that. Because I feel like we're going to have to watch them at some point. At least the first one.
I am so surprised. Because in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many more hours of this.
Yeah.
And then
it opens a little slow.
It was when they got to
the Cloud City.
Yeah. It was when everything got way more interesting.
Yeah. Which you notice
like with his friend and everything, like when he betrayed them, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
and you notice the movie kind of ends on a down note. Han Solo was taken away, Luke lost his hand and finds out Vader's his father. Like the bad guys kind of lose in this one.
Well, it's like just a cliffhanger. It gets you more excited for the next movie.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just this is my favorite movie of all time, and it's because
it's pretty good.
To me, it's I don't even know why. I grew up with these movies, so I love them. But it's the music, it's the characters, the way
it's just so much better than the first one.
Yeah, and I told you the first one is very different from all the rest.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see how it ends?
Actually, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know when we'll get to that one, but we will. Do you think you want to watch one of the prequels?
I do.
Like we'll start with the first one and see if you want to continue.
Yeah, I always like to know how things start.
Well,
like,
technically this is how it started because these were made first.
No, I know, but no, because they're prequels. It's like
I know, but the story's not as good. Like that's the sad thing. Is like it honestly felt like he just wanted to make more toys. Like there are good things in the prequels. I'll say I'm a Star Wars fan. I love them all, but most
I
fans.
want to know what his parents were like.
Well, I think you're going to be disappointed there.
Really?
But we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll watch the first one. If you like the first one, we will continue. And here's the thing: the last one is the best one. The third one.
The prequels?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one, it's pretty boring. It's got a lot of shit in it for kids that's kind of like grown worthy.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, Natalie Portman and what's his name, Hayden Christensen, are kind of bad in it. And I feel like, because I think they're both good actors, but I feel like George Lucas is a bad director. He doesn't know how to direct people. So the second one is supposed to be the love story. Like, here's where they fall in love. And it just feels so forced because he doesn't know how to direct them falling in love.
Oh, okay.
So it comes off really bad. But the second one has really, like, Obi-Wan shines in the prequels. He is the best part of the prequels.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about him being in there.
Yeah, and he's played by Ewan McGregor, who is an amazing actor, and he carries those movies.
Yeah.
So, and
good.
you know, you get Yoda, and you get like a ton of other awesome special effects, and like the battle scenes in the prequels are all really great because they had the technology to make them look awesome. But yeah, we'll check those out.
All right.
Because honestly, I'm feeling like you're gonna end up liking the prequels, and that's gonna be weird. Yeah, so you like this one better than the first one?
I did.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
It just took a while to get interesting.
Yeah. But having
It took
seen
a
it
long while to get interesting.
having seen it now, would you, in knowing what the good parts are and stuff, would you feel like you'd ever watch this one again? I wouldn't fault you if you said no.
Oh, I don't think so.
No. All right. That's all this is all a learning experience. So yeah, we will definitely come back to do the last one, and then we'll do the prequels after that at some point. So Return of the Jedi is the last one, and some people kind of shit on that one. I actually really like it. It does have some. I don't know if you've ever seen an Ewok before.
I've heard of that
Okay.
name, but
They're basically teddy bears. And everybody jokes that the Empire ends up getting taken down by teddy bears in the end.
I think I have.
But the movie, it makes
Same.
sense.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thanks for doing this with me. You finally see my favorite movie of all time. And we will come back for Return of the Jedi.
Sounds good.
All right. So thank you, and thank everybody for listening.
Bye.
See ya.